I just got back from Thanksgiving break, which means it's time to start getting ready for finals. Finals week and the week leading up to finals are probably the most stressful weeks of the entire school year, but I do feel like I've come up with ways that honestly just help me cope with the stress of getting ready for finals. The first and honestly most important thing is do not procrastinate. I was the biggest procrastinator in high school. I don't even know if I studied for my finals. I probably did, but I would cram like the night before. Do not do that in college. A lot of my friends probably still do that, but just don't. It's so stressful. The amount of information on these finals is just ridiculous. It's literally everything you have learned for the entire semester, and they just expect you to like regurgitate it on one single test. So I'm telling you, do not cram. You can cram, but you'll just be more stressed. I think you can still do well if you cram, but again, it's just not a pleasant thing. Last year, first semester of college, I crammed for my finals. Biggest mistake I could have made. I was so stressed. I ended up doing fine because I'm used to cramming, but it's just not like a good thing to do. Second semester last year, I actually chunked my finals. I would study day by day. I found a coffee shop I love going to. I sit in the coffee shop, studied for my final a little bit each day, did one big review day at the end, and I did so much better, and I was not stressed at all going into those exams. Another thing, honestly, just for mental health's sake, try not to study by yourself. Like, find a group, find people in your class, and even if you don't know people in your class, just study with your friends, even if it's for completely different exams. I'm telling you, having a group to study with, you might get a little bit off task here and there, but it just makes being able to study for hours at a time so much more manageable when you're doing it with your friends. Another thing I would definitely say is you need to look at the classes you're taking and prioritize the finals. That's probably going to be the hardest, or really prioritize the finals that could help boost your grade. Like, honestly, before all of my finals last year, I kind of went in and looked at how much the final grade the final exam would affect my final grade. And doing that can either relieve a lot of stress or make you more stressed, depending on the class and how much it'll affect your grade. But going into an exam, kind of knowing how much like weight you need to put on studying that exam really helps you to prioritize like just the grades you need to do better in, or the classes you need to do better in. Another thing that's honestly going to sound completely counterproductive, but I honestly do think it helps, is give yourself just one day to still go out. People still have parties during finals week, which is crazy, and a lot of people don't go out at all. Like, obviously that's what you think you should do, but I feel like giving yourself one day to just go out and be with your friends. I'm not saying like you should still drink, you should still like don't go crazy, like do not go crazy by any means, but I feel like just having one day to kind of go out and have a brain break is really important, and it will just help you overall like de-stress, which will make you do better on your exam. Okay, and the last thing I would say, which is the thing that I personally by far struggle with the most, is to not put too much stress on yourself. That, for someone like me, I don't just want to pass a class. Like, I want to get A's in my classes. Part of that's because I need to still get into the nursing program. But still, I've always been someone who, like, I don't want a C in a class. I don't want to be in a class. And that might not be you. But if that is you, it's so important to kind of just realize that it's not the end of the world. These finals, like, yes, you want to do well. You want to do to the best of your ability. But if you're just putting so much pressure on yourself, you're going to do so much worse on the exam. Because I just don't think people realize how much your mental state going into an exam is going to, like, affect how you do. Like, it's obviously, like, the most important thing is studying and knowing you know the information to go well, like, to go into the exam knowing you'll do well. But the amount of pressure you put on yourself and stressing yourself out is just the last thing you want to do. Like, you will do worse on the exam just if you're not in a good headspace. These next few weeks, I know, are not going to be the most fun, but we will get through them, and it's just not going to be that bad. And then as soon as the finals are over, it's time to go home for the holidays. So there's good to look forward to after the exams are over. So everything will end up being okay.